Hello and welcome back to the More Than Drill and Drum podcast.
The podcast where we talk about drill and drum and more.
I am Tyreese.
And I'm Jemima.
And today we have two extra special guests joining with us.
So let's get to it.
Hello Jemima.
Hello Tyreese.
And how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing absolutely amazing. Ask me why.
Why are you doing absolutely amazing?
Because we have two extra special guests sitting on the sofa to our right now. And would you like to say hello? Introduce yourselves.
Hello, my name's Kiana.
Hello, Kiana.
Hey!
A lot of people see me as a snare drummer in the NEC Drum Corps.
Well done.
Thank you. I co-instruct the Area 4 Drum Corps and Les Central Drum Corps.
Wow.
And the handsome gentleman to your right.
Yeah, my name is Mongi. I'm from Leicester. I'm also a snare player for the NEC. I also co-instruct the Area 4 and the Leicester Central Drum Corps.
You guys sound like busy people.
Taking it started.
But is it safe to say? Actually, let me not start off with
No,
that.
that's almost going to be a leading question.
Sorry,
Come on.
bad. A question that we do have to ask you. If you had to choose one, and the way that you're looking at me, I know what answer you're going to choose.
Don't lead the question.
Okay. Team drum or team drill?
Uh-oh.
If you had to choose
It
one.
was the look that Kiana just gave me.
Dumb, like that's
I tried to warn her, but
it's easily drum, like.
come on. So Mungabeli's team drum. Kiana, you don't even have to think about it.
I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, she does.
Listen, my back's been killing me. But I have to go drum.
Drum.
I'm sorry, yeah. I have to
Wow.
go. No, I'm not sorry. Drum.
She took back the apology.
I think, Jimmy, it's your time to leave. I'll continue this podcast.
And it's been great that you've been able to join us.
Why team drum? Why has drumming touched your heart so much?
I think like it just hits different, you know, when you're like part of like I really enjoy making a beat. Not just making a beat, I enjoy being part of the music and like being able to not only see everyone's reaction but being able to like be in the moment as well. I think that's what I enjoy most about it.
I think we could put like a little link because we did a React video and we reacted to you guys doing your, what is it, funky drummer or what did you call it?
Like jig.
Nah, that was funky drummer. That's funky drummer. Yeah.
The way you two were smiling at each other, you were getting into it, dancing. Yeah,
It's the signal. It's the signal. Go time. Innit?
And why drumming for you, Mungameli?
Yeah.
Drumming is just my thing, man. Like I can't lie, man. You know when you're on them drums, you just like the whole world is just like gone, disappears, and it's like you just like it's like therapy. It's therapy, you know. Yeah, man.
I like that spin-off.
Yeah.
Therapy.
Yeah, that's interesting. I've never heard it described like that. Yeah. So, for both of you, like, how did your drumming journey start?
So I grew up watching Mongi and like the other kids, like Mongi, Amy, and two other girls.
Natalie and Jordan.
That's it, Natalie and Jordan drumming, and I wanted to do it so bad, but then obviously I didn't get chosen to do it. That's always what it is. And then I think a month before the Drill and Drum boot camp, someone had asked me to come and drum for a funeral, and so I came and drummed for a funeral.
Oh, you're on snare?
Yeah.
Okay.
That looked like it triggered something for you.
Yeah, I even forgot about that.
That was the first time I drummed. And like poor Mongi and Jordan are stressing, trying to teach me the beats. And then came Drill and Drum boot camp. Can't lie, my audition was a bit.
There's something specifically I want to say about that audition without you getting the drilling and marching on it, but we'll get into that later.
I'm doing it. I just completely forget the beats. Like,
that's what happens, man.
And you know what Tyreese goes?
I did that.
I stopped. Damn.
What can I say, man?
No. But they saw potential. And then that's obviously how I started drumming.
So our first interaction was the Drill and Drum boot camp, where we were all there together.
Yeah.
How was the Drill and Drum boot camp for you? That was 2020. 2022. How was that for you, Mungameli?
It was eye-opening, man. I can't lie, man. Like, do you know when you're like, okay, the biggest thing for me, I'll be honest, was being able to go from a low tension snare to a high tension snare.
They are different.
Like no one understands the like true excitement that I was like. That's just personal, innit? Like I was just gassed to just touch one of them snares, because like as a youth, like you always seeing like like the SEC man always have these nice drums. And now I finally get to touch one. Yeah, man. I was just gassed. And so, it was an experience, man.
So that was your first experience with a high tension snare?
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe for our viewers, can we just explain the difference between a low tension and a high tension snare?
Should I put the NEC Drummers on the spot? Because surely you've got the drilling and drumming one, so you must know what's going on between high tension and low tension.
Enlighten us.
Kiana, do you want to answer that one? I'm joking. Number one, visually, they're all different. Like visually, one has like double rim, one has like pipes, going down the side of it. One's just like lugs and just like simple like tension rods and stuff like that. And then one's like got like I don't know if all of them are Kevlar. But I know a few of them are Kevlar skins, and then one of them is just like basic plastic, on the low tension ones.
There's a lot of little things that go into making a high tension snare, what it is, how it sounds, what it looks like, and that's what brings the difference between low tension. So you're halfway there. Well, your majority of it you got right.
And the big thing is tuning.
Yes.
Tuning.
And tune that bottom head too. It will make a complete difference. So from boot camp, I remember seeing you guys, and can I just say, you guys were shocking.
Wow.
I'm going to be honest. You guys were shocking, but I can say that confidently because I know how you guys are now. The amount of practice that you put in, the amount of parades and rallies that you've gone on now, you guys were shocking back then.
Now the look Kiana gave was like, oof.
I'm baiting you out, man. And
Do you know, I wouldn't say
shocking. Like,
I was shocking. Like I'll say that, but I don't think Mongi was that bad.
Nah. Do you know what it was? Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Yeah. I won't say I was shocking. Yeah, no, honestly,
I feel like that word's triggered.
Nah. When I went into boot camp, the most I knew was a double, a paradiddle, and singles, and like what else? I think that's about it. But I can execute my doubles nicely. That's the only thing that saved me. Other than that, I kind of, that's about it.
You guys progressed. Yeah. So after that boot camp, I think there were talks of NEC actually creating a team. And you guys were at the first practice. That was a church in Wolverhampton, I believe. And I saw you guys. I was like, I've got to deal with these people. I'm joking.
Wait.
This was...
What church in Wolverhampton?
GBK.
The one that we had our last practice.
I didn't think I was even there.
Was I there?
Yeah. That's when we first met Raquel.
And we were upstairs in that room. And you remember the neighbours came in, they're like, you guys are making too much noise.
It was like, it was.
Okay.
But from that first practice, I could see the potential in you guys, man. And not only were you just there for drumming, as you mentioned, Raquel, you made a good friend as well. You've made friends from drumming.
Yeah, man.
And to hear that you guys are now have your own drum corps in Leicester, you're part of the commanding for Area 4. Success stories. So what encouraged you guys to practice? How do you practice? What do you do?
I think like after wanting to be in drumming for so long, if I was to like mess up this opportunity, it's like, ugh. And I really enjoyed it, which is so I remember, I don't know if you remember, but we'd be practicing for investiture, and I'm trying to get these triplets. They sounded so bad. I spent a week trying to get triplets, and then I just think I was like really motivated to stay in the drum corps. Yeah, but I practiced.
And yourself?
The thing that really motivated me to the practice, is because I did a lot of talking. and I needed to be able to back my chat. You know what I mean?
That's why sometimes we need to say less.
Well, I do remember that. You got on my nerves sometimes, Boogaberry.
Do you know, one thing I've been curious today, what has it been like for you guys to transition from being just drummers to being drum leaders?
Humbling.
Explain.
I've had to become extremely humble because I realized it's not about being like the best drummer or like standing out the most. It's about if the team all sounds good together and you all shine together, that's when it's like, oh my days, that drum corps. Because you can have like one good player, but the rest of the drum corps sound bad, and then it's like, yeah, it's just everyone's gonna think, oh, they're just a bad drum corps. You know what I mean? Yeah, you all wanna shine together, basically. Yeah.
I say it taught me a lot of patience.
Mongi's giving that a good nod.
I was like, I think the first few weeks into it, I was like, I don't know how David and Tyreese do it. I really didn't. You're trying to like simplify it to the point where we're hitting one.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, I was like, I can't do this for long term like this. But I think once you start getting more experience, like you start to realize like it's not as bad as you thought. You start to like learn your chords, like strengths and their weaknesses, and then so you know what you need to improve. And it's like, I think it gives you more of an insight on drumming itself, because like you can then see it from like a different perspective, and then that's when you start like the whole technicality of it starts just advancing.
From what you said there, once you have a group of people that you're teaching, you find out that people learn differently. So with Mugumeli, I knew that I could maybe record something and you go slow down the video, go learn it, and the next time you'd have it. With you, I'd actually have to be there and like, nothing bad, don't worry. But I had to tell you, okay, this bit's triplets, this bit's doubles, this bit's singles. That's how I'd break it down for you. So advice, know your drillers and drummers, what they want and how they learn. And that could, I mean, you can exercise that patience a lot more with them in that way. Yeah,
and the two things that you mentioned there about being humble and also being patient are two things that are very transferable. Like, they've come out in a drumming context, but those are actually massive life things, like humility and just being patient across the board. And I'm curious to know whether there's anything else that you feel like you have gained as maybe a skill or an attribute that you found to help you in the rest of your life outside of just drumming.
A big thing is people skills. I would say it's helped me like with communicating with people.
I hope you're not out there shouting commands at them saying like, left turn, right turn.
No. But like at the start of the journey, like a simple thing, like a child coming up to me saying, oh, I want to drum. Yeah. Before I would hear the child, but it's like not much I can do. Now I understand that, because once I was that child that would go to the older guys and be like, oh, I want to drum, and then no one would hear me out. It's like, okay, if he wants to drum at that age, how I see it is, if we can nurture him now, when he's like, when this 10-year-old is now 15, he's going to be an amazing drummer. So if we can get them now as they're young, then in the future, sky's the limit, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Second on Mongi, I feel as though like the more leadership you do, I think it's improved like responsibility for me. As someone who has like a lot of stuff done for them, I would say that it does teach me a lot of responsibility. And like one thing I'm not an assertive person. Like I hate confrontation so much.
Really?
It made me realize that I need to stop being a people pleaser. And I'd say like, do this. And then when they don't want to do it, I'm like, don't have to do it. Just leave it, man. But it's one of those, do this. And it's like, I don't want to. I was like, calm, don't play next week.
Okay.
The foot is down.
So we talked about your drumming. What about, I know we don't really like the drilling side of things, but what's going on?
Can we stop with these leading questions?
Sorry, my bad. Apologies. Drilling. How was your experience with that? Because I think you mentioned that you do an hour drilling before your actual...
I'm going to start.
Tell me about it.
We're getting you started, Kiana. Tell us.
I don't have any hate towards drilling. Like I enjoy drilling when I choose to drill, not when someone tells me to drill. So I think when everyone's like in sync and sharp, like me and Kimura, I don't know how, but we always end up right next to each other when they do like
Like forming
Drill
ranks.
down.
that's it. Sorry, my mind went blank. But when forming ranks, me and Kimura always end up next to each other. So when we do something in sync, and then
It's beautiful to look at, by the way. I cannot deny it. It's very nice.
What I thought you were alluding to was your drill downs. Like, we've had multiple drill downs where it's just you and Kimura.
yeah, that's true.
It's like, ooh, face off between the sisters.
I remember at the fair. Yeah, that was something. I lost. I have to say that I did.
You
lose.
lost? Eesh. To your
said-
younger sister?
Have you seen my stuff? I'm sorry. Right. Age. Kimura made me realize age means nothing. Like honestly, nothing. But yeah,
She has got skills.
some.
She's clean. That girl's clean, man. She's clean, man.
And your experience with drill? You've been quiet, man.
I can't lie. You know why I don't like drill? I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
Go and say it.
But
You can
I
tell the
just-
truth.
I just want to shout out to Auntie Abby if she's listening to this. Yeah, yeah, she knows who she is, innit? Man, back in the day, man, she used to traumatize some with youths, man. And it's like she wouldn't let you touch the drum if you have not drilled. And you haven't drilled to a certain standard. Like, yeah, man, she was on my case. But now it's like, now it's not as strict. So that's why I just like, that's why if I had the choice, I don't want to do it. Innit?
We're talking about transferable skills. That reminds me of discipline. And that is just, it's a necessity. We said it earlier as well. Drillers need to be able to, drummers need to be able to drill. And I'm confident that you two have a basic knowledge of drill.
Now we can drill, you know, like, I can't lie, man. Like, at the last, how do you call it?
PB.
PBE, man, we held it down for the advanced drillers, man.
Oh, you were part of that?
Practice.
Nah. I still need my white lanyard, innit?
For you both, what has been your best drumming moment? Maybe an extra question. What's been the worst?
I think because of the vibes, that's like the most recent PB. I say that was probably one of my favorites. Because it's the first time we've like done a show beat where it's just like when the first show beat I did,
Was that the fair?
I was stiff. So,
I'm sure even David was like, don't mind them, they're nervous.
I'll be honest, my best and my worst was this most recent PBE.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm not going to talk too tough, because if people didn't notice, then that's fine. You know, I'm not going
No,
to
you
talk
can
about
expose it, you know. You
But
can expose.
like earlier on in the day,
I'll put timestamps.
it
as
was shambles. Because it's like, okay, was it the first one, or was it the recessional, either the first one or the second one?
Was it AB or PB?
I can't remember, but it was one of the two where it was like everything was just rush.
and like, you man started, or we stopped.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
everything just went wrong. Like it just went wrong.
But you didn't have that one.
And then we was like, man, like this one is like a career ending moment. But obviously in the afternoon, because of that, what happened early on in the day, in the afternoon,
You had to
I
redeem
just-
yourself.
Oof, we had to just shut that down quick time. You understand?
I feel like there's a lesson in there. Sometimes your best moments can be spurred on by your worst moments. Sometimes you actually need to flop in order to fly higher than you ever did before.
This is so disrespectful. But the
Careful now.
Oh yeah.
Pathfinder Day,
Okay.
I say you brought it. I'm sorry. That's the day people still talk about right now. People still talking about it. And I think it's a great underdog story. You know, NEC's nothing.
Okay.
And we showed them something. We did.
Kiana, don't ask for war. I don't want war.
I did not start talking about anyone else.
No, but we can talk about it. Like, it's always been,
SEC on top.
Yes.
we never really heard much of
Yeah,
NEC
there's no
Drummer.
sugarcoating it.
Okay, yeah.
And that was your time to shine, and you lit the place up.
Yeah,
Did
man.
what you needed
I
to
think
do.
the best part was seeing like NEC like so gassed as well. Everyone had their phone and everyone was like, yes, like that's us.
Nah, you know when I seen the SEC people start dancing, that's when I said, yeah, we got them.
That's good though. You both mentioned you're helping out Leicester Drum Corps and you're involved in Area 4. What are the goals for that? Why did you want to teach other people how to drum? Why didn't you just keep the talent for yourself?
It was a bit selfish, you know. There was someone I would ask when I was younger, like, I want to drum. And they're like, no. Like,
Oh, just like that?
yeah, just full on no. Like, we've got a drum corps, no. I was like, damn.
Jemima, when you're saying that the drumming community is tight, you've got to know someone to get in there, man.
Hard to infiltrate. Wow.
So, what are your plans for Area 4 and Leicester Drum Corps?
Let me take it to Leicester Central, right? So I realized there's like, okay, drums, it gets people's attention. Now, one of our main goals as, you know, as Christians, we're meant to like witness. So if we're taking these drums now and use them as a tool to take it to the community and give the community something to offer, hopefully get some children from the community, you know, keep them out of like doing nonsense, maybe they come in and join us, then that way, yes, we're not directly just like giving them the Bible and saying, here's the Bible, but with that drumming, it will like, it plants that seed, okay, I know I can be in this church. Oh, in this church, they also got that event and that event running. Oh, what's going on there, you know, and then hopefully, you know, that way, because them, you know, you never know what could happen. They could end up, you know, becoming one of us, you know. And then with Area 4, it's just the area needed the drum corps. So we give them what they want.
I'm a big believer on churches within the areas. They need to have their own drum corps.
Always.
Because you never know when an event is needed or when, as you said, like Area 4 can just collab together. Having a massive drum corps. That'd be so nice to see. So if you can plant those seeds, you've got any aspirations?
Well, what Mongi said, of course. I think one of my favourite parts about being an instructor is like being able to like watch people like advance, and you can tell who's been practicing, who hasn't. And I think that's my favourite part, because we had like my cousin, for example, he's part of our Leicester Central and Area 4, both drum corps. I think. Yeah. And so we told him to come join the drum corps. Like, we was auditioning people and everything, and it wasn't like you had to be able to drum. Like, you just had to like show that you're willing to learn.
Yeah.
And so he didn't do it because like he was like, oh, I can't drum. All of a sudden, like a couple of like months into it, he's playing all the beats on snare.
Okay.
Dedication,
Sorry.
commitment.
I wouldn't even say it was months, you know. I'd say weeks. I'm not gonna lie. That boy, yeah,
Shocked
man.
us all.
Yeah, man.
And you got a catchphrase about
You can do a lot with not a lot, but when you have more, you can do more. So this guy, you just needed to give him a few beats, get him started. And it sounds like he was multiplying the little that you gave him. And now it sounds like he's doing loads more, which is really awesome.
I just need to put it out there, yeah, because I gotta give credit where it's due. One of the main people that was supporting that boy was Kimura, so I have to shout out to Kimura on that one. Yeah.
well done, Kabara.
Yes, appreciation to you, girl. Keep doing what you do. Awesome.
Is this the guy that's on multi-tone?
No.
But she was also... Listen,
Stop.
Kimura, yeah, Kimura is one of us, yeah. She deserves her seat as well, yeah. But we're going to fill in for her today.
Mongi's doing the most shout-outs on this podcast today.
And the thing is, it was Tyreese. I think it was Tyreese that had gotten Kimura
Another
into...
tear in my eye. She's growing up, man.
What I was going to ask you earlier was related to what you mentioned about drill, more specifically drum, being an avenue for something else. And I feel like it's an interesting point that we're going to move on about that drum not being an end in itself, like it being a gateway to something else. And in this situation, it was being acquainted with the church community. And I'm wondering why you guys think it's so important to not see drum or even drill as the end goal?
Drum and drill is like, okay, it's all well and good. Yeah, you're the best drummer. You're the best driller. Yes, okay, cool. All right, now you have this gift. What are you gonna do with this gift? It's like having, you know, like the parable of the talents in the Bible. You have talents. As the one, was it servant? He took the talents and buried the talent. Yeah, the one talent that he had. And what happened when the master came back? He took it away, right? Because the other people took the 10 talents and the 7 talents? I'm not.
5 and I think 3 or 2.
I'm paraphrasing, so I
But they multiplied it.
Yeah, but they multiplied it. You see, so if we take the talent that we have, take it into the community, we don't know how God will use this to touch someone's heart. Like, okay, they see all these young people actually doing something nice, and I want that for my child. I want my child to be involved in that. How can I get my child in? Which we every time we go and do a march or parade outside, that's the first thing people ask. You know, and so I think it's just important that we don't just take what we have and just, yeah, it's all well and good us using it in like church events and stuff like that, but I genuinely think that we should take it out into the community so we can use it as a witness, as a tool to bring people in.
I love that. Yeah. Now, if there's somebody who's watching this who might be around the kind of Leicester-ish area and they're interested in what you guys are talking about, how could they potentially get involved?
Okay, so I would say come to Leicester Central, right? Oftentimes, every Sabbath, right? Just come and ask to speak to someone from the Pathfinder department. Yeah. And yeah, we'll try and sort something out.
Mongi, Kiana, it's been an absolute pleasure to have you here with us in the More Than Drill and Drum studio.
Thank you guys for having us.
And you guys should be joining us next week for our Reacts episode, so please stay tuned.
Otherwise, that brings us to the end of today's conversation.
I've been Tyreese.
I've been Jemima.
I've been Mongi.
I've been Kiana.
And this has been More Than Drill and Drum.
So it's
It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on the sofas with us today.
Thank you. It's a pleasure for you having us as well. Thank you.
It's not the same thing.
It's a pleasure for you having us.
Yes, it has.
I mean, it's.
You
know what I mean in it. You know what I mean in it.
It's been a pleasure to be here with you.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
That's it. Yeah, man, run the thing.